Kinnock.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker, and it's a real pleasure to follow the Honourable Gentleman for West Aberdeenshire and Kincardine, who gave an excellent speech, I thought, particularly about the role of Scotland and Scotland's history in empire. And certainly as a Welsh Member of Parliament, I would agree that it was not a uniquely English enterprise at all. I'd also very much like to congratulate the Honourable Member for Erith and Thamesmead for securing this incredibly important debate and just reminding us, I think, of the fact that it is absolutely crucial that this House recognises Black History Month and the contribution that Black people have made and continue to make to our country, both nationally and locally. I'd also like to pay tribute locally to a gentleman called Leonard Lawrence, who was one of the Windrush generation who left Jamaica and settled in Port Talbot, the largest town in my Aberavon constituency. Lenny the Lion, as he was known, helped to build Port Talbot town centre, Tarway Bridge, and even prevented Swansea from flooding after seawater began coming through a hole in one of the lock gates at the dock. He worked on building the steelworks in Newport and numerous construction projects around Port Talbot. He also worked in the Port Talbot steelworks. Britain has a strong tradition of welcoming people from all around the world who decide to make their homes here. But like so many of the Windrush generation, Lenny experienced hostility, racism, and inequality. And I pay tribute to the fact that he was one of the founding members of a Swansea Bay association that allowed members of the Windrush generation to make their voices heard and to tell their stories. It hurts me to say it, but while Britain, Wales and Aberavon have become more tolerant and welcoming places, a level of hostility and equality has clearly continued into the 21st century. I refer particularly to the shameful hostile environment culture at the heart of the UK Conservative government. This caused many of the Windrush generation to have their right to remain questioned, to be prevented from working or accessing NHS care, or even threatened with deportation. What a disgrace, Madam Deputy Speaker. The Home Secretary apologised, rightly so, and has committed to implementing all 30 recommendations from the Lessons Learned review. But just last week, Wendy Williams, who chaired the review, criticised the Home Office for failing to make adequate progress in changing the culture at that government department. This is no way to treat people who were integral to rebuilding our country after the Second World War. They deserve better from our government. Events this year have shone a light on structural racism and inequality. The shocking and appalling killing of George Floyd was one such incident. But it's also extremely concerning that COVID-19 has disproportionately impacted on Black, Asian and minority ethnic communities. No community is immune from racism or inequality, and in the aftermath of George Floyd's death, I received correspondence from constituents who told me of their experiences of racism and hostility. Aberavon is a warm and welcoming place, so to hear about these stories was deeply saddening. Behaviour like that should not go unchallenged. And so it was heartening that in a show of solidarity, around 500 of my constituents gathered for a peaceful sit-down demonstration on the seafront in Aberavon as part of the Black Lives Matter campaign. This really helped our community to raise awareness of the issues, to increase education about the damage that racism causes, and to stand firmly against injustice and inequality. One of the most valuable tools we have in tackling racial injustice is education. Learning more about the contribution Black people have made to our society is absolutely crucial. But confining Black history to 1 month alone is not enough. So I welcome that Wales's First Minister and Race Council Cymru have launched Black History Cymru 365 to ensure that Black history is celebrated all year round. The Welsh Government has also established a new working group to advise on and how to improve the teaching of themes relating to ethnic minority communities across all parts of the curriculum. Madam Deputy Speaker, I wanted to close with two quotes that mean quite a lot to me. One is from the Durham miners, who say, "The past we inherit, the future we build." And I think that goes to the heart of what we are discussing today. We cannot change our past, but we must learn from our past and build a better future for our future generations. And the second is Jonathan Sacks, formerly chief rabbi of this country. It's the people who are not like us who make us grow. And that's so important. We learn so much more about ourselves by learning about the experience of others. And it's those deeper insights, that more nuanced understanding, that honest and robust debate about our past and about the lived experience of others that will build a better society, better communities, a stronger and more cohesive United Kingdom. Thank you.